In this video, we're going to do some guided exam question practice on some of the short questions that have come up on finding the percentage by mass of an element in a compound. These usually come up in question 4, and they come up not that often, but still a handy thing to know. It's a nice, easy question, pretty straightforward. Now, first of all, let's look at what you actually have to do. You'll find the percentage by using the mass, percentage by mass of an element in a compound. All right, so let's jump into one of these. It was from 2003, so quite a long time ago. It says, what is the percentage by mass of the element nitrogen in this whole compound, ammonium nitrate? Some of you may be able to pause the video and go ahead and have a full go at this. I reckon you should be able to at least have a go at it. So pause the video, challenge yourself to try and do this now. Find out the percentage of nitrogen in this thing. Pause the video, do that now. All right, if you're lost and you don't know where to start, or maybe if you had a go and you're not sure that it's right, let's actually figure out what are we trying to find here. The first of all is we want to find the masses of nitrogen in this whole thing. So first of all, let's see what's in the whole thing in ammonium nitrate. In ammonium nitrate, here I see one nitrogen, 1 by N. I see H4, so I see 4 times H. Here's another N, 1 times N. And here are 3 oxygen atoms, O by 3. That's what makes up this substance, all of those different atoms. 1 nitrogen, 4 hydrogens, another nitrogen, and 3 oxygens. The element that we're interested in finding is the nitrogen. So up top here, we can see that there are 2 nitrogen atoms, 2 by N. So what we want to do is find the masses of these 2 things. First of all, just the 2 nitrogen atoms, and then the whole lot. So pause the video and do that now. Okay, so the nitrogen, its mass, if you look on the periodic table, nitrogen has a mass of 14, which means that 2 times 14 is going to give you 28. And if you find the mass of the whole compound, then nitrogen again is 14, and there are 2 of them, so there's another one here. Hydrogen is 1, so that's 4 times 1, and oxygen is 16, so it's 16 times 3. So if you go ahead, add them all up and get the mass for the whole lot, you should work that out to be 80. Okay, so that's what you have to do. You have to find the mass of the atoms of the element in the compound and the mass of the whole compound, or what we call the formula or the molar mass. So let's turn this into an equation, thinking about what we're actually doing. We're taking this mass up here. So this is the mass of atoms of the particular element that you're interested in. So the mass of the atoms of the element. And we're taking that and we're dividing it. We're trying to find out what portion of that, how many times is that found in the mass of the whole lot, the mass of the compound, or what we call the MO, the formula mass, or the relative molecular mass, or the molar mass, quite a few names for that. And then we're trying to express it as a percentage. So we're expressing it as a percentage, and we know that there's 100% in every one whole thing, so 100% per one. So that's our formula then, that's going to give us our answer as a percentage. All right, so taking that idea now, and we are plugging in our values, 28 divided by our mass of our compound here is this here, is 80. And then we're timesing it by, so just like we had over here, times by 100% over 1, or 100 over 1, and that's going to give us our answer as a percentage. All right, so pause the video and try this on your calculator if you haven't already done this. Okay, so your answer, you should get 35%. And we're going to put a box around it as our final answer. Sorry, I just want to make that a bit tidier. A box around it as our final answer. Examiner is going to love you if you make your answer nice and clear on the page. All right, so most of you should have seen that before, and it should have been no problem to you. If you were struggling and you needed a reminder, there you see one. Let's let you have a go at this one from the start. Now, really do push yourself to try and do this one from the start. What is the percentage by mass of iron in this substance, iron 3 oxide? And there's the formula. So you do need the formula. Okay, so pause the video, have a go at this now. All right, so what you should have figured out, first of all, is what's in here. There are 2 times Fe, and there are 3 times oxygen. Now, if you get the masses of Fe and oxygen, what you should find is that Fe has a mass of 56, and the oxygen has a mass of 16. So get the total mass down here, you should have worked out the total mass to be 160. So 2 Fe's and 3 O's works out to be 160. And what we're trying to find is the percentage of iron. So up the top here, the percentage of the element we're interested in, there are 2 iron atoms, 2 Fe. And if we just work that out, that's going to give us 112. So 112 grams of the whole lot are made up of the iron. That's what this basically says. 112 grams of the 160 grams are iron. So what we want to find is the ratio, or what portion, what percentage of this is actually iron. So we use the same formula we used before. We put the grams of the element up top. We don't need the gram sign. Divided by the grams of the whole lot, 160. And then we times it by 100 over 1, because there's 100% in every one whole. And when you do that, you're going to get 70%. So 70% of this whole substance, iron 3 oxide, is actually made up of the iron. Last one. If you've already done organic chemistry, well, then you should know what the formula of this is. Now, this is what they gave in the actual question. They did not give the formula for methyl benzene. So they're putting together 2 things here. They're putting together, do you know how to find the percentage by mass of carbon? And they're putting together, do you know the formula of methyl benzene from your organic chemistry? So if you've done organic chemistry, I need you to pause the video now and have a go at this. If you haven't done organic chemistry, that's no problem. I can give you the formula of this, but like if you have done organic chemistry, don't be cheating, because you really should be able to do that already. All right, so formula's coming up. So only if you haven't done organic chemistry do you need to be listening now. The formula for methyl benzene is C7H8. Okay, so now you should be able to pause the video and find out what's the percentage of carbon in this whole thing here. Pause the video, do that now. All right, so this is how this one works. C7H8. What's in here? What's in here is we have carbon by 7 carbon atoms, and we have hydrogen times 8. Okay, we put down the masses. Carbon is 12 and hydrogen is 1. So when we add these up, 12 sevens plus 8 hydrogens, you're going to get a total mass for the compound of 92. Now we know up top here that the element we're interested in was the percentage by mass of the carbon. So how much of it is the carbon? Well, there again are 7 carbon atoms, and it's 12 times 7 is going to give you 84. All right, so now that you know that, it's just a matter of finding out what proportion or what ratio of carbon is there in C7H8. So go ahead, finish it off. If you were struggling, you should definitely be able to do it now. Pause the video, finish it off. All right, so our element we're interested in is the carbon. The mass of carbon in this substance is 84 grams. The total mass of the whole substance is 92 grams. So what percentage of it, 100 over 1, is the carbon? You go ahead, put that in your calculator. You're going to get 91.3%. So that means that that carbon makes up 91.3% of methyl benzene. The rest is hydrogen. You could quickly work it out there. It will be like 8.7% will be hydrogen. It's the other 8.7% to make up 100%. So most of this substance is carbon, a little bit of hydrogen. But guys, that's it. That's how you find the percentage by mass of an element in a compound. Lots more practice on the video that I did on this. There's more practice questions. If you want to go back, it's in booklet 3. Go to that playlist and look for percentage by mass calculations. That's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Do leave a like down below if it helps you, because that will help other students who might be struggling, and might help them to find this video too. All right, guys, thank you. We'll see you in the next video.